And good evening, high school football fans. Welcome to the Prep Sports Report High School Pigskin Preview for week number 7, Thursday night, October 6th, and Friday night, October 7th. I'm the coach, Carl DeMasi, and I'm glad to be back with you for another recap of last week's games, coaches' interviews, and of course, this week's schedule, Thursday night and Friday night, like games. All right, it's region play, and this is when it counts. But as usual, I'm looking forward to tonight. Tomorrow night's games, I want to see the kids on the field. But let's talk high school football first in the Savannah area, and it's a packed show. Once again, I will have 3 local head football coaches breaking down last week's game because of Hurricane Ian. It's going to be kind of shifted, sending a shout out to their players and their programs and previewing their upcoming game tonight or tomorrow night. Who are these coaches? You're going to have to hang around to find out. So here are week 6 high school final scores, which was controlled by Hurricane Ian. And they were played on September 28th, Wednesday night, September 28th. In Georgia High School Stadium Association 6A, Region 2, Effingham County 31, Glen 14. In 4A, Region 3, Southeast Bullock 34, Island 7. In 3A, Savannah Christian 55, Long County 20, Savannah Country Day 35, Beach 21, Liberty County 34, Groves nothing. In 2A, Region 3, Tattnall County 35, Windsor Forest nothing. In A Division 1, Region 3, Bryan County 28, Montgomery County 7. In the Georgia Independent Athletic Association 4A, 3A District, St. Andrews 28, Robert Toombs 21. In Georgia Independent Athletic Association A Region 2, Edmundburg 53, Memorial Day 0. Monday night, Skeeza, Region 1, Bethesda lost their first game of the year to Orangeburg Prep 20-18. Thursday night game between South Effingham and Screven was canceled. Don't have a makeup time, so I guess that's to be announced. And on Friday night, in Georgia High School Association 4A Region 3, Benedictine and New Hampstead, first region game has been canceled. It's moved back to November 3rd. And then on 3A Region 3, once again, Johnson was supposed to be at Calvary. That's moved to next week on October 14th. So that's the results, the final scores from last week. Don't forget, Prep Sports Report website has a ticker at the top of the page. Send us your score. Let's post it the night of the games. Looking forward, of course, for tonight's games under the lights, and of course, tomorrow's games under the lights. So here's the schedule for week 7. All kickoff times are 7:30, unless I note it. All right, Thursday night, 2 games. Region 4A, Burke County comes in 5-0 at Benedictine 3-2. First region game for both teams, 7 o'clock, Memorial Stadium. In Georgia High School Stadium Association 3A, Calvary Day School is playing Groves at Savannah High. Friday night, Class 7A, Camden County comes to Richmond Hill. The Wildcats against the Wildcats. In 6A, Grovetown at Effingham County. Effingham County sits atop 2-0. Glen Academy goes to South Effingham. In 5A, Jenkins travels to Ware County. In 4A, Islands is at Wayne County. Southeast Bullock at New Hampstead. That's going to be played at Pooler Stadium. In 3A, Beach is at Long County. Savannah Christian at Johnson. Johnson hosts the Raiders at Island Stadium. Big region game for those two. Liberty County is at Savannah Country Day. In 2A, Region 3A, Brantley County's at Windsor Forest Memorial Stadium. And in A, Division 1, Meta comes to Bryan County. Claxton's at Savannah High. Georgia Independent State Association, 4A, 3A, District 2, Trinity Christians at St. Andrews. Georgia Independent Athletic Association, AA, Region 2, Memorial Day at Pinewood Christian. And in Skeeza, Bethesda's at Carlton Prep. Don't forget again, send me your scores. Text me your scores, 912-507-9158. 912-507-9158 so I can get it on the website. And tonight's show lineup. Tonight's show will feature the head coaches from Benedictine Military School, the head coach, Danny Britt, South C. Johnson head coach, Kenderrick Bonner, and wrapping it up with Savannah Christian head coach, Baker Woodward. All right, so here we go. First up, Benedictine taking on Burke Thursday night, tonight, at 7 o'clock at Memorial Stadium. Big game. Benedictine comes in 3-2. Burke's 5-0. Benedictine's ranked in 4A, number 5. Burke is ranked number 7. We'll be right back with the man himself, the Benedictine cadet head coach, Danny Britt. And welcome back to the Prep Sports Report High School Pigskin Preview for week number 7. Thursday night games, October 6th. Friday night games, October 7th. It's cool outside. It's football weather. Region play has started. And, Benedictine over the last couple of years played in a 14 region. Everybody was guaranteed a playoff, but this man didn't shy away from a tough 6-game non-region schedule. One year he had to make it on the fly. But this year he's got a tough region. You got Burke County, you got Wayne County, you got Southeast Bullock, you got New Hampstead, you got Benedictine, and of course, you got Islands High School. Well, Ian controlled the football schedule last week, and Benedictine lost the game. It's pushed back now till November 3rd. So their opener, region opener against New Hampstead, was canceled. It's pushed back to November 3rd. So really, this is the opening game in region play for the Benedictine Cadets. Haven't talked to this young man in about a month, so I'm excited to see what he's got to say. Now on the coach's corner hot seat. He's never on a hot seat. He's always cool, calm, and collective, but don't get in his way when something goes wrong and he doesn't think it's going wrong, right. And that's, of course, good man, Danny Britt. What's up, Coach?
Well, you said young man. I thought you were about to bring somebody else on because I haven't been called a young man in a while.
Well, you're a young man. You're younger than me, so you're a young man. And, you got everything going right. But once again, Danny, you've been coaching football for a long time. And I know I've said this over and over again. It's an old coach's cliche. A football coach hates two things, bye weeks and homecoming. But now we have to worry about hurricanes. How much did that throw your team off their schedule?
Yeah, it was frustrating. One, we had an open week the week or 2 weeks before, and then we went and played bowls and got some momentum, and then it's killed immediately, which, you hate complaining about that when the people are suffering like they have. And, so I don't want to complain about that too much. The kids, we just all separated for 3 days, but fortunately Father Frank allowed us to come together Sunday afternoon and have a varsity only practice. So in essence, because we're playing it on Thursday this week, we're still going to be on schedule, having our 4 practices before we play.
Excuse me. But like you said, you had momentum going. I mean, you played a tough non-region schedule. You came up against Jenkins. That game was cut short. You go to Columbus, Miami. You play Christopher Columbus, 41-15 a loss. Then you go play Westminster. You beat them 28-0. Then you go to Ware County, and you lose a heartbreaker 14-10 in the rain. And then you go to Bowls, and it seems like your defense is on fire. Your offense is gelling. And then you got to wait another week. And yes, I agree with you. Hurricane Ian, excuse me, devastating for all those people in Florida. I know you'll be the first one along me going down and to help the people, but it just throws everything off. And I just wanted to see how you handle, because it's not the first time we had to handle cancellations because of weather, right?
Yeah, no, we've done it, over and over again, and it seems like it's happening more and more. But we handled it. We got a couple of practices in before we had to all separate, and we were able to come together Sunday, and we've had a good week of practice to this point. So, I feel good about that. I don't like having Burke County as the first region game. Obviously, they're very good, 5-0, and always a very good football team, very physical, and have good athletes all over the place. So, it's not ideal, but it's what we got, and we'll take it.
All right, so let's go back to, I guess, a week and a half ago when you took on Bowls. I mean, you're coming off a bye week. You win 26-7. Luke Kromahawk goes off, throws for 283 yards. Blackshear has 165 yards receiving. Cody Brinson, senior linebacker, two picks and 9 tackles. And your field goal kicker. Help me out with the kid's name. I don't want to mess it up.
It's Asher Signeman. Asher Signeman is so we have 2 field goal kickers. We have a short distance and a long distance, and Hudson Grove kicks off for us and does our long distance field goals, and Asher does our short distance and our extra points. And we were able to get the ball, inside the 20 numerous times, and for whatever reasons we kept failing to score. So he did a good job of knocking them down for us.
And reading all the material, social media, newspaper, internet, print, you were very happy with your defense and happy with your offense.
I was happy. I was happy all the way around. I thought we played pretty well with special teams. I thought defense played lights out. Offensively, we moved the ball and did what we needed to do. We just kind of killed ourselves a couple of times and stalled some drives, but we were in position to kick field goals. So, that's scoring. And you go down to a place like Bowls that has 14 state championships. I think it was 7 runner-up in Florida and 1 national championship, and you come away with a big victory. It's big time.
So what's it like getting on the road, going to Miami and then Jacksonville to play these big time programs?
I love it. I mean, I think the kids enjoy it. If I'm an eighth grade kid and I'm looking about, where I'm going to go play football, and you go to a school that's going to travel to Miami, going to travel to places like Bowles, going to play a semi-national schedule. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's really cool. It's challenging. You look. I've been keeping up with Columbus. I think they may end up being ranked in the top 10 in the country before this thing is over. 2 weeks ago they beat Miami Northwestern, which we all know about them, and they're really, really good.
All right, I want to keep this 10 minutes because I know you want to get ready, and you got things going on. So as far as the other players, like I just said, Luke Cromahawk, 19 of 25, 283 yards, 2 scores. Thomas Blackshear is starting to come into his own, so everybody just can't be keen on Zaquan Bryan. And then you got Cody Brinson on the defense side of the ball, and of course your kicker Asher Sigmund. Okay, anybody else you want to give a shout out to as far as your players go?
Yeah, we've had a good group of guys been playing. Wilkes Albert, junior linebacker, inside linebacker, has been playing lights out, playing really well. Cole Simeon, Jeremiah Thomas, and Elijah Alexander on the 3 front guys on the defense have been playing really, really well. Luke, like you said, has done a good job, and he's continued to get better, and he's going to be truly special as he continues to grow and develop in the quarterback position. Offensive line led by Charlie Iannone is really coming together too. So I'm excited about the whole group, and I think we'll continue to get better each week.
Well, I think you better tell Luke, okay? He's not a linebacker playing quarterback, because I've seen him run over some defensive players. But, you and I know that kid goes down, it's my quarterback. So he's got to understand he's got to slide instead of trying to give out the wood. You know what I mean?
We're trying to work with him on that, and it's really hard. And part of you don't want to change his mentality, but we want him to know, hey, there's times when, you need to lower that shoulder, get that first down, or get in the end zone. There's going to be time, most of the time, where we get as much as you can, get out of bounds or slide. So he's working on it, and we'll see how it goes.
All right, last segment, your opponent. It's not a new opponent. They're not new to the Benedictine football program. You've played Burke County continuously in non-region games. Now they come into a region game. I think they're 5-0. They got a quarterback that throws the ball all over the place. So tell us what you think about Burke County.
Yeah, Burke County, we've played for past 5 years. Eric Parker, as their head coach, does a great job, has for, I think, 2 decades now. I'm not sure how long he's been head coach, a long time. We're from the same small town, Camilla, Georgia, so we've known each other for a while. And he does a great job. They're always going to be big on the offensive line, and they are this year. Have tons of skill guys, and they'll just rotate them in that play hard, run hard. Defensively have very good speed, and like you said, you mentioned the quarterback. They do a lot of things really well. So we're going to have to be at our absolute best to be able to beat them.
All right, as like we ended every segment with the coaches, 3 things or 3 keys for the cadets to pull off the victory tomorrow night. And first of all, quick question: why Thursday night? What happened to the Friday night game?
We had to put this one. You know how it is. Memorial. When you're sharing it, they're going to make you have a Thursday night game, and this is just the one that they gave to me. It wasn't my choice. It's the way it is, and I understand that that's the way when you share a stadium. Anybody who's upset about it is a Benedictine fan. We are ready to build a stadium, write checks. So, so that's why it's Thursday, and maybe not ideal for us in Burke, but that's the way it is. But 3 keys: 1, defense is going to continue lights out. We're going to have to be good on the back end to make sure that happens. 2, not only move the ball, but be consistent and score when we get inside the red zone. We have to actually score, not just kick a bunch of field goals, although we'll take them, but we need to score. And I think 3, in the special teams, we're going to have to win it. We're going to have to win that battle, and obviously win that battle.
All right. It's been a month since I've seen you. How are you feeling since I know a month ago you were kind of, feeling it out again and, saying you got to get these kids right? Well, how do you feel a month later now, Coach?
I feel good. I mean, definitely still growing. We're still growing as a team, and it's not there yet. And every year it's that way. But you can see how it's coming together. There's some things that are starting to show up, and it's time. That's what I told the kids today. It's time for us to play. You know, I signed you up for this schedule. I mean, and it's brutal. You know, and to come out of it 3-2 is pretty darn good. But now it's time for that to show up.
Well, Coach, best of luck tonight against Burke County. And once again, you're going to be the eyes in Savannah. I mean, we got another good one going across town at Savannah Christian and Johnson, another big region game going on. So Thursday night lights in Savannah, pretty big time, eh?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
All right. Good luck, Danny. Always a pleasure. Appreciate it.
All right, brother. Thank you.
I'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir.
I mean, always willing to come on and talk. Never turns me away. I mean, he's always got something special to say, whether it's good or bad. Danny Britt does not shy away from what his team needs to work on. Not bad in a sense, but what his team needs to improve on. Okay, that's the better way to putting it. And he's a class act. He's driven. When it comes, Friday night or Thursday night, as tonight is, the lights go on. He's focused. He wants his team to be the best, and that's why they play the best. Like you said, he's played Burke County 5 years in a row. And what's the difference of playing him in region play now? Burke County comes in as the number 7th ranked team in 4A. They're 5-0. Benedictine comes in ranked 5th. Now, this is Score Atlanta on the internet. I didn't have the AJC's rankings in front of me. They come in 5th at 3-2. So we'll see what happens. Next up, we got a little battle that's going to be going on at Island Stadium tonight. Okay, Savannah Christian taking on the home team, the Salcie Johnson Adams Smashers, and we're going to talk to both coaches. But the first coach on deck, Salcie Johnson head coach, Kenderrick Bonner. You're watching the Prep Sports Report, high school pigskin preview for week number 7. We'll be right back with Coach Bonner. And welcome back to the Prep Sports Report high school pigskin preview for week number 7. Some people are saying week number 8. Some people are saying week number 7. Me, traditionally, I would say week 8, but we got to go with week 7 because that's what Georgia High School State Association has. But anyway, we got a big region matchup out at Islands Stadium between the Savannah Christian Raiders and the Salcie Johnson Adams Smashers. This year, that region 3A has been, we got private schools, we got the Chatham County Public Schools, we got county schools. It's a great region. If you ask me, I'm going to call it a black and blue region. Well, Salcie Johnson, tough first game. They lost a tough game against one of the teams now that's getting highly ranked and talked about, McIntosh Academy. It was like, I think 20-12. It was an 8-point game. But they've come back. They've reeled off 4 straight wins. Okay, the big game, Liberty County, overtime, 22-21. Shamari Dowdy over 300 yards. His other running back was outstanding. But, of course, last week, Hurricane Ian came in, and they had to postpone their first big region game against Calvary. But you know what? They just flip-flopped. So now they're taking on Savannah Christian this week. They got to play Calvary next week. But I'm telling you, they're off to a 4-1 start. I think the first time, as Dennis Knight said in his article in the Savannah Morning News, first time since 2007. But like we said about a month ago when we talked, he's changing the culture over there at the Adams Smasher land, and he's doing a great job. Joining me now in the Coach's Corner hot seat, the man himself, Kenderrick Bonner. What's up, Coach?
How you doing, Demasi? I appreciate you for having me again. It seemed like 2 weeks ago I was up here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. First of all, I got to get your volume back up because, I got to work the controls. When I play the music, I got to lower it, and then when I put it back, but, you know how it is. Like you said before off air, give the coaches something to do, they'll figure it out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, hey, but you know what? We talked after you lost to a tough McIntosh County team, where you were going and what were you doing, and you played Windsor Forest, big 26-0 win. Like you said, you got 9 or 10 kids coming back on defense. Your running backs are really doing well. So, no Calvary game. How did the hurricane affect you guys when they canceled that Calvary game?
Honestly, in my opinion, I think it it didn't really hurt us overall. I would have rather have a bye week right there in the middle of the season anyway. And so the message that I gave my team was real simple. We take this opportunity to use this time as a bye week and then, rest and recover. And then when we come back, we kind of hit the ground running. So, for example, like when we start the season in August, normally when we start the season in August, the team is really hyped up. They're fresh because they've been working out all summer. So I try to use that same mindset and motivation. Like, hey, take this bye week at the midpoint of the season, and when you come back, let's try to see how many we can run off for the next 5 weeks. So use it as a recharge and see how excited we can come into this week of practice. And I think it really recharged them.
Well, I'm telling you right now, you're ready to go. You got to face, one or two of the top teams in your region back to back. Supposed to be Calvary first. Now you got Savannah Christian first. Then you come back with Calvary next week. But I'm telling you, that Liberty County game was unbelievable. I mean, you got two great running backs in Dowdy and Scott. I mean, I think Scott's like close to 400 yards. Dowdy did that 300 yard performance against Liberty County. But I know you. It's not just offense. It's not just defense. You want all three teams. You want your special teams to click. But I'm telling you right now, on both sides of the ball right there, excluding the special teams, you got something special going there, Coach.
Yeah. So right now, one of the biggest things coming out of our coaching staff meetings is how to make sure we continue to get better in the special team aspect, because we feel like in the last couple of weeks, the last couple of games, in that fourth quarter, special team has kind of hurt us a little bit. Whether it's been a muff punt, whether it's been a guy letting a kickoff return hit the ground and roll around too long, or whether it's been a guy, man, we had a situation where a guy on punt, he went to snap the ball and didn't actually snap it. So we're trying to clean up our special team game. And if we do that, we expect it to be a lot better in these next couple of weeks. So that's the area we're really focusing on.
I'm like you. I got people knocking on my door too, so it never stops. All right, so tell us the Liberty County game. I mean, 22-21 overtime. Special game, if you ask me. You were in a dogfight. Liberty County's been holding their own. They played a great game against Calvary. I watched that game. So give me your feelings about that game against Liberty County.
We knew going into it was going to be a tough one. They got some guys that we kind of been paying attention to on the O-line and D-line that really stand out, number 5 and number 6. And then we know that their quarterback, Singleton, he's a dual-threat quarterback. Right now, he's leading the region in passing yards. And so we knew that we would have to kind of keep him under control and not allow those dudes. They got a lot of speed over there. Somerset, number 1, Liberty, and another guy, number 9, who made an amazing one-hand catch on us. We knew that we would have to try to tame that passing game, and that passing game kind of set us up for an opportunity to be somewhat better prepared for when we go up against Calvary Day in 2 weeks. So Liberty County, they definitely gave us something on offense to work on with our defense, and then defensively, they were physical. We knew they would be. They got a lot to play for in Liberty County and losing all-time great Coach Warner. And so we knew they would be playing with that chip on their shoulder. And it was hard to get out of there with a win over them.
Well, anytime you get that W 4 in a row, I do apologize. It's the first time you 4-1 since 2009. So, I mean, talk about a couple of your kids really quick, and then we'll get into the 3 keys for victory for the Adam Smashers on Friday night against the Raiders. But, I mean, Dowdy and Scott and I mean, your quarterback is a young kid that's outstanding. So give a shout out to your kids.
That's what I was going to say, man. Right now, a lot of our seniors are balling as expected. But we got 3 sophomores starting right now on this team. And the quarterback, Malachi Bacon, he's doing a phenomenal job leading the team. I pull him to the side every chance I get and let him know that he is truly the field general. And it is his team. He has to lead it, and he's doing a great job. And then we got 2 guys on defense, Jashawn Lovett and Isaiah Scott, who are also sophomores who are starting. And I pull Isaiah Scott, who's the middle linebacker, over one day and tell him, hey, man, you are the quarterback on defense. So those 3 sophomores are playing way above their years. They are playing up to the seniors level. And those 3 dudes are really shining. So I appreciate the work that they're putting in. And I know in the future, the Smashers is going to be just fine with Malachi leading it on offense and Isaiah Scott leading it on defense.
All right, Friday night, Island Stadium. You're the home team. You're taking on Savannah Christian, which I know you've watched the film. I was at the game personally. It was a dogfight. It was a prize fight. I mean, they took punch for punch with Calvary. They came up on the short end of the stick. So what are the 3 key points that your Adam Smashers got to do for a victory on Friday night?
Against Savannah Christian, in order for us to come out with a win, we got to do number one thing: continue to play as a team. Continue to block out the noise. Right now, there's a lot of hype coming around the team with this start. There's a lot of hype about public schools versus private schools. We got to continue to block out that noise. And then the third thing would be on the field, play the game clean, stay within the whistles, and just be ready to be physical with this team. They're physical. It's not going to be a soft game at all.
So is the region what you expected it to be when we talked almost 3-4 weeks ago?
It's exactly what I expected it to be. We're right here in the midst of it. I thought we would have a shot at, maybe a region championship, but we knew the private schools were going to be tough. We knew Long County and Liberty County were going to be tough. And I feel like we, in our hearts, felt like we had to be the best representation of the public schools in Region 3. And I think we're holding up to the task.
Well, I can tell you right now, Coach, you got people talking about it. You got people, like you said, it's a big game this weekend. Everybody's talking about it. And you know Savannah, they're going to talk private. They're going to talk public. But you know what it comes down to? Like you said, block it out. We're playing the Raiders. They're playing the Adam Smashers, whether it's private or public, and let's go at it. But once again, keep it up, Coach. 4 straight, and you're doing a great job. And I know you were a little worried at first, but your kids are finding the right path of where they're going.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Hey, anytime, Kenderrick, you got a kid you want to nominate? Also, I'm going to plug my other show, the Call of Demasi Sports Report, on a Saturday afternoon. I'd love to have a Saturday morning. I'd love to get him on.
Yes, sir. I got you.
And as they say over there on Sunset Boulevard, go Smashers.
Yes, sir.
Talk to you later, Coach. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
I mean, you want to talk one of the better young coaches in the area. He's been there for 6 years. He is definitely, the first time I sat down with him when it was his first year as head coach, he said, I'm going to be on the visiting sidelines at Island Stadium tomorrow night from Savannah Christian, Baker Woodward. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the Prep Sports Report High School Pigskin Preview for Thursday, October 6th. And of course, tonight we'll have games. There's 2 games going on tonight. Benedictine against Burke County, Calvary taking on Groves. So it should be a fun night. But this next team will be playing Friday night. They got 2 region games under their belt. They went toe-to-toe with Calvary. It was one of the best high school games I've seen in a long time. But they're going into their 3rd region game against an upstart Johnson Adam Smasher team that lost their first game to a very good McIntosh County Academy team, but they reeled off 4 straight wins. But we're going to talk about this next squad because I'm telling you right now, they proved that they could play with the big boys. They did it for 4 quarters with Calvary, heartbreaking loss. But, Baker Woodward, spoke to him about a month ago about preseason and all that stuff. But he's joining us now on the Coach's Corner hot seat, the man himself, the head Raider himself, Baker Woodward. What's up, Coach? How's it going?
Oh man, everything's good, man. Thanks so much. Yeah, it was a heartbreaking loss to Calvary, but our boys, I felt like they fought hard, and Calvary's got obviously a really good team, and it stinks to lose that game, that's for sure. But very proud of our guys where they competed.
Well, you bounced right back against Long County, a very athletic team. You beat them 54-20. So after that tough loss against Calvary, how did you guys rebound? How did your kids rebound and come back and take on Long County? Was there a letdown, or they just said, hey, you know what, 1 game at a time?
Yeah, no. It was very weird because of the hurricane situation. And I talked to the coach at Long County and just said, it's possible. Would y'all like to play on Wednesday? And it kind of scared me a little bit. He's like, yes, let's play on Wednesday. I was like, oh, okay. Well, maybe I don't want to play Wednesday. But their offense is very hard to prepare for in 2 days. And so no one runs their offense. It's the old school double tight end T. and they run about 4 plays, but those 4 plays that they run them really well. They've got one of the better backs in the area. I know obviously we've got, I feel like the best back, but they have a really good back too. Number 8, I can't remember his name offhand, but he had a big night, and it was tough for us to stop the trap, but we ended up doing our responsibility in the second half and came through with a victory. But proud of the offense again. Offense was able to overcome some adversity and play different people at center, which is always, for offensive coordinators, always a headache when you have to change your center, So, but our boys responded well on 2 days of preparation, and we were able to come out and beat Long County. But I'll tell you, Coach Feister, I believe is how you pronounce his name.
Yes.
He's doing a very good job at Long County. I mean, he's always had some really good athletes there, I think, or Long County has. But he's taking them and doing some really good things with them, and they're rallying behind him. So they're a good physical football team, and we just happened to, have a good night offensively, and our offensive line opened some holes. I think we had almost 500 yards of total offense. So it was a pretty good night for the Raiders.
Well, I mean, unbelievable. I mean, Zoe Smalls returning the kickoff, 70 yards, set the tone. I think he finished like 115 yards. And then you got Ken Ray Wall with 117 yards. I think your quarterback, Paul Zitrauer, had over 100 yards. So, I mean, right there's 300 yards. You guys were gelling. So you want to give a shout out to any of these kids? And I know you had to deal without your best player, but your kids responded to that too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's really cool as, the 7th and 8th grade team, when Kenry and Zoe were 8th graders, Elijah Griffin, they won the SPAL championship, and I was like, these guys are going to be really good. And I could see Kenry catching punts in 8th grade. I'm like, man, this guy is really good. And so it's really cool to see those guys who were 7th and 8th graders move up through the program, and now they're having success on Friday night at a very young age. Zoe obviously is one of the best backs around, and Kenry, he's just like this slot / do whatever, put him in the running back position, put him at wide receiver. I think he would prefer to be wide receiver, but he's just doing some great things for us. He's a very electric player. He reminds me of he reminds me of a smaller John Wesley Kennedy.
Nice.
He's a slash guy, and very misleading because he's smaller, but he's very powerful. And, our senior quarterback, Paul Zitrauer, I mean, he's done a heck of a job. I met with him over the summer, told him a few things that he needed to work on. And, he comes back and he's better. He's got a quicker release. He's a little bit faster. He's running the ball effectively. He's 205 pounds. So he's not that easy to tackle. But he's also been voted a team captain. And I think that's a huge honor for him. And, I was just telling Jake Wallace, I say, all those guys get their names in the paper all the time, but where it starts at is the Hogs, man. And they like to be called Hogs, it is the Hogs, Jep Hudspeth, Jackson Mercer, Cole Burnson. Those are 3 seniors on that offensive line that are doing a great job. And then we've had to rely on a junior, Tyson Gross, who's having a big year. And then we have another junior that had to start this week against Long County on short notice was Landon Brown, and another young man by the name of Luke Gunn. All those guys have been playing for us, and our starting center Noah Lewis, who's a junior, he's had a great year, but he's on the injured list right now. And so we were on our I think 3rd center right now, but we're just moving those guys around. And Coach Wombles, our offensive line coaches, they do a great job making guys tough. So I just want to recognize them because we don't get too much lineman recognition. That's just how the sport goes. Quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, linemen don't get a lot of recognition.
And I'm going to tell you, every week you send me your statistics, and you hit it perfect. I can't believe they didn't make the Georgia High School Football Daily as a line of distinction. I mean, you guys had over 500 yards. I mean,
yeah.
Did they make it? I haven't.
Yeah. I maybe I sent it to the wrong email, but I double checked today, and I was like, I sent it again, and he was like, yeah, this is the way to send it. So, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know why. I put their names. I put their names in there. He's like, I think he's probably he had a lot. And I think he's probably just gonna get them in throughout the various days of the week, I guess. So,
all right, if you just tuned in, it's the Prep Sports Report High School Pigskin Preview Thursday night for October 6th. We're talking to Baker Woodward, the head coach over at Savannah Christian. Big game coming up Friday night, taking on Johnson over at Island Stadium. So, but just quickly, And I feel, and we'll make it quick because I told you only 10 minutes. We're already at almost the 8-minute mark. But I got to be honest with you. I don't think your kid, Zoe Smalls, gets a lot of respect.
Well, no, I mean, I think he does. I mean, everyone knows he's good. He's a good player. He squats almost 500 pounds. I think maybe he's 500 pounds now. I feel like he's been in the weight room since he was 5 years old. He's a good player. He has great hands, great vision, and he can make his own yards. Just even if we miss a block, he can run through people. He doesn't. That's the thing. He doesn't. I think in terms of about respect, he doesn't have any offers right now. And then you got Elijah Griffin, who's got these measurables that are 6 foot. He's almost 6'5", 280 pounds, and he has 20 offers. And so, that's where I think Zoe is obviously he's a college player. He's going to be a college player. He just doesn't have the offers yet. And I think they're going to be coming soon. And I think there's, a mid-year highlight film comes out. And but, man, he's a great player, obviously. But I don't know if you've ever talked with a young man. He's just a great kid. They don't have any problems with him. He's got all A's and B's, and he's always got a shirt tucked in, and he's ready to roll. And comes from a great family. His dad Harry and Krista, they've raised him right, and he does things right. But man, nobody's pulling for him more than we are here at Savannah Christian. We hope it's always his dream to play at the next level, and we're going to do everything we can to make that happen. I just hope he stays here all 4 years and no one else comes knocking for him.
I had a little talk with Travis Jadon Saturday about that. You just hope these kids stay in Savannah, because I think if they stay in Savannah, they'll be able to get something out of Savannah. But we'll talk about that another day. All right, quickly, like I said, 10-minute mark here. You're taking on a South Sea Johnson team that started out against McIntosh County Academy. They lost a tough game, close game, and McIntosh County Academy is now getting a lot of looks, a lot of rankings. They bring in an offense with Shamari Dowdy, who ran for over 300 yards in a big region win against Liberty County, 22-21 in overtime. But what really impresses me, though, and we've talked about it off the air, they're bringing back 10 kids on that defense. So give me a quick breakdown of what the Raiders, the key points the Raiders got to do against this team to win Friday night.
Yeah, Coach Bonner does an exceptional job. They have 9 seniors on that defense. But the keys to win, I know we're running out of time, are we've got to take care of the ball. We cannot have any turnovers. Obviously, our percentage of winning is way higher with 0 turnovers. And we got to start fast. We cannot wait to get on that scoreboard, and we can't let them on that scoreboard first. They're very talented. They have 2 guys that probably start at running back at most of the schools around here for sure.
Oh yeah.
I think one of them actually started at New Hampstead last year.
Yes.
Now he's at Johnson this year. So very talented running backs. And then defensively, with 9 seniors on the defense that can fly around, and they're blitzing at least 2 every single play. So they're going to get us sometimes, but hopefully we can bust some big plays on them. But I think the keys to victory, obviously, do not turn the ball over, do our assignment. We cannot miss tackles. If we miss a tackle in the secondary, we don't have anybody that's going to catch these guys. So we've got to be able to make sure we make our tackles, and then we got to stay on our blocks with our senior offensive line. They got to stay on their blocks and finish their blocks. And if Zoe Smalls and Kenderrick Wall get the ball in the open field, I think it's a good thing. And then Paulus Zitrower, last but not least, has to have a big night from our senior quarterback in order to win, because it's a talented Johnson team, probably the fastest defense that we faced this year, to be honest.
Hold it now. You just said you didn't have anybody that could catch them. I got to go with a kid that's named the Space Ghost, Mr. McIvory. I mean, number 6. I mean, when he ran down Caden Arnold on Calvary, I didn't think Caden was going to get in there because he was closing. I mean, he came across. I mean, it's perfect textbook angle of pursuit that kid took, and he had the speed to catch it. I mean, so don't count the Space Ghost out there, buddy.
Oh no, I tell you, the great thing about him is that, I mean, we need to use him on offense too. I mean, we got some guys that we're trying to kind of spill some guys, but Jamari's probably the most in shape human being I've ever met.
Oh yeah.
So no, definitely Jamari can catch him. It's just the fact that once these guys get in that open field, and one of them, I think, runs in the 10s in the 100. So, and Jamari, he's definitely a fast guy. He's probably going to be the fastest guy in the state, one of the fastest guys in the state in the 400 this year. But he's doing an excellent job too. I got to find ways to give him the ball on offense, man, because he's got a couple receptions and I don't think we still got him in the end zone yet. So hope maybe this week we'll get him in the end zone. So.
Well, Coach, keep it up. You're 2-1 in region, one game behind Calvary, and you got to play another good team. And this we're going to see how the public schools rank up with the private schools. That's what I love about this region, because everybody, no matter whether you're public or private, is Savannah. You're playing with Savannah kids, and it's a good measuring stick to see where these kids are at and how they play. So keep up the good work, and hopefully we'll get together soon. And as you say every week there, buddy, it's always a great day to be a Raider.
Yeah, absolutely. Great day to be a Raider, and go Raiders. We'll see y'all Friday night at Island Stadium.
Good luck, Baker. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks so much.
Baker Woodward, the head coach at Calvary Day School. He went to Calvary Day School. Now he's the head coach at Savannah Christian. I watched him play in high school at Calvary, but now he's taking over the program at Savannah Christian and does a great job. It's going to be a barn burner. We got two of the top three teams, two of the top teams out of the 3 or 4 teams in that region 3A. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see what they do Friday night, and both of them go at it. A lot of talent's going to be on that field Friday night at Island Stadium at 7:30 as the Savannah Christian Raiders come in as the visiting team, taking on the South Sea Adams Matchers. Once again, you just watched the 2 young coaches that are going to go at it Friday night at Island Stadium, Savannah Christian, with Coach Baker Woodward, and of course, South Sea Johnson High School with Kenderrick Bonner. Stay tuned. Going to wrap this baby up. Going to give you tomorrow night's schedule again. Stay tuned. Be right back after this. Hope you enjoyed the insight from the head football coaches. Here's tonight's schedule and tomorrow night's schedule one more time. Remember, this is week 7, October 6th and October 7th, 2022. All kickoffs are at 7:30 unless noted. Tonight at Memorial Stadium, Burke County at Benedictine, Region 3, 4A. In Region 3, 3A, Calvary Day School at Grove, Savannah High, 7 p.m. kickoff. Tomorrow night, Region 1, 7A, Camden County at Richmond Hill. In 6A, Region 2, Grovetown at Effingham County, Glen Academy at South Effingham. In 5A, Region 1, Jenkins at Ware County. In 4A, Region 3, Islands at Wayne County, Southeast Bullock at New Hampstead at Pooler. In 3A, Region 3, Beach at Long County, Savannah Christian at Johnson at Island Stadium, Liberty County at Savannah Country Day. In 2A, Region 3, Brantley County at Windsor Forest Memorial Stadium. In A, Division 1, Region 3, Metter at Bryan County, Claxton at Savannah High. In Giza, Trinity Christian at St. Andrews, Memorial Day at Pinewood Christian, and in Skeeza, Bethesda at Carlton Prep. Don't forget the Prep Sports Report ticker at the top of the website page, and text us your scores to the Prep Sports Report at 912-507-9158. Thank you to the head coaches on tonight for coming on tonight's show. Danny Britt from Benedictine Military School, South Sea Johnson head coach Kenderrick Bonner, and Savannah Christian head coach Baker Woodward. Once again, you've been listening to the Prep Sports Report High School Pigskin Once again, take 3. Once again, you've been listening to the Prep Sports Report. Just a reminder, take 4. Once again, you've been listening to the Prep Sports Report High School Pigskin Preview for week number 7. Like I say every week, go out there and support your school tonight. But most of all, support all our athletes who put it on the line every day in practice and every day, of course, under the lights. This is the coach, Paul Damasi. Whatever you're doing today and tomorrow, always hit it at the park. And you've been listening to the Prep Sports Report High School Pigskin Preview for week number 7 for October 6th, 2022. God bless, and let's have a great weekend of high school football.